Are you struggling with seeing results from your guitar and singing practice? Are you frustrated because you're practicing a lot and not just seeing any change? If this is you, I have my top 5 tips for improving your practice and seeing better results. The first problem I wanted to talk about regarding my practice, the first thing that I discovered was that I decided to write down all the different songs that I've been practicing, and I came up with about 15 altogether. I've been working on 12 different covers and about 3 of my own songs. Some of them are songs that I've written in the past that I'm refining or just practicing playing and also giving it a try on my new guitar. And what I realized was that because I'm not doing any one song repetitive enough or repeating it enough, I'm not getting improvement. And so what I feel like is that I'm just too scattered in my practice. So instead of sitting down and learning a few songs really well, I'm learning a lot of songs not very well at all. My goal typically is to be able to practice a song good enough to be able to record it and be able to sing it all the way through. Because I'm too, we'll say, thin on the amount of practice for each song, I'm just not getting those results. And so my solution is actually an easy one, but sometimes it's hard when you see a song or you have a song that you want to play, and then you just play another song and another one and another one. And so because I have been sort of scattered, I've just kind of been playing all over the place and sometimes adding new songs in when I haven't learned other songs. And for me, I like to finish something and achieve something and feel like there's a result at the end. So my solution here is to pare down the number of songs that I'm practicing. When I sit down to practice, at least practice 3 to 5 specific songs and just focus on learning those really well and being able to play those. And once I'm able to play those really well, then I can move on to something else. So yeah, I know that seems very simplistic, but sometimes less is more. And I feel like the outcome I'm going to have is a lot better. And the 3 songs that I'm actually going to work on, I'll share with you, are a song called New Shoes by Paolo Nutini, Sweet Caroline, which is a favorite of mine, and I used to sing it a lot and just haven't sung it lately. And then The Night We Met is a song that I've learned somewhat, but I still need some more practice. And then I decided to focus on 2 of my original songs. One will be one that it's new and that I'm writing, and then the other will be an older song that I can just kind of get current on being able to play it on my new guitar. Because some of these songs that I'm talking about, my originals were for ukulele, so I need to adjust how I play that on the guitar. In the comments, I would love it if you could share your top 5 songs that you're working on right now, so we can have a little bit of a discussion on that. If you like this video, please like, comment, or subscribe so that you can be alerted and notified when my next video comes out. Problem number 2 is too many strumming options. I did a video a few weeks ago about strumming patterns and learning the different strumming patterns. I think in reality all it did is confuse me more, because every time I sit down to play a song, I'm wondering, well, which strumming pattern should I use? And then I also started to get into thinking about, well, what if I wanted to do finger picking and all the finger picking patterns? And because I'm, again, too broad in my learning, I can't just focus and learn something and reinforce that and learn it well. While it's nice to be able to practice those new skills on songs, again, like I need to figure out where and how I'm going to practice those instead of 12 or 15 different songs. And then also trying to try all these different strumming patterns, because I might play a song and play it with 3 different strumming patterns. And so then it just, I think for me at least, to reinforce the learning, I feel like I need to just focus on just one skill at a time until I get really good at that, and then move to the next one. And while we always want to be learning something new and have something new and exciting on our plates, it just doesn't seem to be working for me. So I've decided that while I've pared down the number of songs, now I can really hone in on which strumming patterns I want to use for each of those. and then only play that song with that strumming pattern. I think it will help me reinforce the learning of the rhythm from those strumming patterns, and then it ties back to item number 1. Item number 3 is I've struggled with some vocals lately. I noticed that when I think also because you have all these different songs I'm playing, I'm also having to figure out what is the right key to play each of the different songs, and it may not be like the original. And so yesterday I actually wrote down a list of all the different songs I've been playing, and then how I transpose it and where I would put a capo in order to play it. Because again, like too many things made it too confusing. But the other thing that I learned with the vocals piece as it relates to these number of different songs is some songs, and one of the ones that I just recently recorded was Take Me Home Country Road. And that particular song has one high note in kind of an awkward place in the song. And the first few times I was singing the song, I noticed it, but I just thought, well, maybe my voice isn't high enough. Well, then I thought about it and I thought, well, maybe I can get some tips on how to sing higher or how to get this note. And what I learned for that particular song is that it is kind of an awkward way to sing that particular note, and it's belong at the end of a line. And I learned about other tips that I could use in order to be able to hit that note better. And so for me, the solution for any of my singing challenges is just learn something new. Do some research. Why can't I hit the song, or is it a hard note to hit? And then what do other people do in order to hit that note? Or there are other things. And so what I ended up learning was about pharyngeal resonance. See, it's still new and I can hardly say it. But this was a way for me to not get bogged down in the fact that I couldn't sing it, but look for ways to train my vocals better in order to make it sound better. Even if I can't hit a specific high note, can I make it sound more smooth when I'm singing it? And the last tip related to the vocals is that most of the time I'm practicing every day, but I have had times where a day will go by and I'm not really singing or playing. And I'll just say, as an older learner, it's really important to keep singing every day and use your vocals. Even if you don't play a guitar or other instrument, sing in the car or do something to sort of exercise your voice, because it's kind of like a muscle. If you don't use it, then it won't work so well the next time. And really, it is pretty important to make sure you do it every day or every other day, because you won't be able to sing. You'll go to sing a song and your voice just won't be the same. So keep that in mind. Even if you just do a few warm-up type of exercises, that's going to help you maintain your voice long term. In practicing, I have a house full of people and kids, and I realized that I was not practicing because I was worried in some way that I was going to be bothering other people. In the summertime, I just sit outside and play, and so I'm not really bothering anyone. But now that it's really winter and I'm not sitting outside, I need to find an alternative way to not be disruptive to other people. But the other thing that happened with that, while I might practice, I wasn't singing my full voice. And so that was sort of the problem that I was faced with, is that singing but not singing with my full voice, I wasn't really exercising the vocals enough. And I don't really, for me personally, I don't care if other people hear me sing, but sometimes I wonder if, it's just in general annoying. Especially if I'm practicing and I am just learning a new song, it's going to be more annoying than other things. But the solution to this problem is really just stop worrying about it. Stop worrying about other people hearing you. Stop worrying that you're going to be disturbing them. Obviously, if you have other family members trying to study or things like that, try to pick a time that is not bothering them. Try to figure out those slots that you are able to just go and practice and be as loud as you want or annoying as you want. if you're able to do that and fully use your voice, you'll be able to grow more as a vocalist and have a stronger voice. And when I say sing with your full voice, I don't mean just screaming and loud. You don't want to be straining, but you want to feel like you're putting your full emotion and giving your song like that depth that you need in the vocal. The reason I put this item on the list is that yesterday, for whatever reason, I was practicing and I decided to play my guitar a lot louder than I normally do. And then I also was singing a lot louder than I really normally do. And it really felt nice to like really almost belt out a song when I'm not used to doing that all the time. You can still continue to do your quiet times too when you're not singing too loud, but yeah, definitely find these times. It will help you a lot. Item number 5 is when you're singing a song and you're just not connecting with it. And I think when I have sung songs that I've written myself, it's a lot easier because I wrote the song, I know what it's about, I know what the emotion was that it ties to. Although I will tell you that I wrote songs a year ago, and now when I come back to sing them, I have to sing it a few times in order to really get into the feeling of the song. I know that seems strange, it's my song and I wrote it, but there's something about practicing it and practicing that feeling of the song. I mean, actors and actresses don't just show up and film a scene. Lots of time goes into practicing and preparing and things of that nature to be ready to have that feeling come across, especially if it's an emotional scene. So the same thing you have to do with music, and that's you need to feel the song and then you need to be able to express that. And you can express it in a lot of ways that I've talked about in some previous videos around the emotion of songs. Once I do connect with the song, the rhythm becomes a lot easier, and I find it's overall easier. So it's easier to sing, it's easier to get with the rhythm, and then I don't necessarily get bored with the song either. Like no one wants to sing a song that feels boring, so it can prevent that. Now, the solution for not connecting with the song is choose a song that you have an emotion connection to, or that you think you can, and then sing it 2 or 3 times in a row. So sing it all the way through and then do that 3 times. And after 3 times, you should be able to now feel some emotion. Will it be perfect? No. But if you take that emotion that you're getting from the song, then you'll be able to then build on that and then refine it a little bit more. So that's my top tip. One of the reasons I discovered this is that I have a couple songs I'll share that I've been able to connect with in the last few days. One of them is called New Shoes by Paolo Nutini. It's very upbeat and very positive. And when I really felt the upbeatness of this song or the happiness around the song, it was just so much easier to sing. And I got how to do the inflection of your voice, and it just felt so much more comfortable. The other song that I worked on yesterday is a song that I wrote last year called Simpler Days. And it's one of my originals. I originally wrote it for ukulele, and I have played it a few times on guitar, but not a lot. And yesterday I picked up the song and said, well, let me give it a try. I haven't played it in a while. And it definitely took that 3-ish times in order to really remember what the song really was and how it should be sung. But it took me a few times to get into that. And I noticed it was like it almost clicked in my brain that, this is how the song is supposed to be or feel, and really connecting with it. So while it may not seem that important, there is a lot that goes into being able to connect with the song and then communicating that through your singing. If you like this video, please like, comment, or subscribe so that you can be alerted and notified when my next video comes out. Thanks for taking your time to hang out with me on my top 5 tips, and I will see you next time.